Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. Man, that was a bizarre victory. We're going to break down the Knicks' comeback victory over the Golden State Warriors, over the basically G League Warriors, over the Santa Cruz Warriors, because the Warriors were without Curry, Draymond. You know, Jimmy Butler's out, Moses Moody, Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, the list goes on and on and on to the point where they had to sign somebody, Omar Yurtseven, to play so they can have enough players for tonight. And yet, Steve Kerr took it to Mike Brown. He told him before the game that he's drawn up some plays that, I forgot the exact wording, but that were going to make him crazy, make the team crazy or something like that. And it did. The Warriors built up a 21-point lead in that first half. And honestly, I was stunned. Now, the oddity about it is I never thought that we were going to actually lose because we started making a nice comeback and we're able to cut the deficit down to just 9 by the half. So I felt confident that the Knicks were going to pull out this victory, but it makes you question, why does it have to be like this? Why? I mean, if I had spent, $1,000 a ticket or whatever it is right now, $500 a ticket to go see this game tonight with nobody of note playing on the other side. Podziemski was the only actual regular, and Gary Payton the second, I think. He was the only other. Those were the only other two regulars from the Warriors. Gui Santos as well, who's an interesting player, definitely an interesting player. But that's it. And we had our entire team back. We got Josh Hart back, and we got Karl Anthony Towns back for this game. And we got that unfortunate starting unit once again. Something's wrong with that starting unit. I mean, they were already down 19-13, 7 minutes in, and then Golden State goes on a 9-0 run, and they were up 33-21 with a little less than 2 minutes left, and they build on it. They end up finishing up 35-21. They close the first quarter on an 11-0 run. I got some highlights for you guys. We're going to break this down. It's just such a bizarre victory. Welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George. If this is your first time here or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Along with hitting the thumbs up button for me, dropping your comments, follow me on social media, and share the video. Join the channel, get the merch, everything. Anything you can do to support the channel would be great. Let's get into it right now. Knicks pull out a squeaker, 110-107. This is after they built up a 7-point lead in that fourth quarter, and you think, oh, this is it. They're going to pull away because they were down 21, so that's a 28-point swing. You think they're going to pull away? No. In fact, the Warriors were able to come back and actually nearly tie this game with just minutes left, with like a minute or two left in this game. It was 108-107 when Podziemski took Shamet off the dribble and drove, boom, and made the bucket. Now, should there have been a foul there? Probably. I think there was a foul to give, but either way, he got beat, and then it was something that's just a 1-point game. Luckily, the Knicks were outstanding from the free throw line tonight, just unbelievably effective from the three-point line tonight, because there's been nights where not. The Knicks went to the free throw line 23 times, connected on 22 of them. Think about that kind of efficiency. Now, the thing is, a lot of this doesn't happen without Jalen Brunson. He finally had a 30-point game. He hasn't had one since like early February, I think. I think it was the last time was against the Pacers, I believe. Yeah, he had a 30-point game, but only 2 of 7 from the three-point line. The Knicks struggled mightily from the three-point line. In fact, they were 3 of 15 in the first quarter from the three-point line. They only attempted 17 more threes for the next 3 quarters, but at least they connected on those. They hit 7 of those. They finished 31% from the three-point line. They finished 46% from the field. And this is a night where the Warriors, I mean, they were making buckets from 3. Quinton Post, who wasn't even supposed to play because he kind of had like a little bit of an injury. 4 of 10 for the three-point line. They shot 14 of 38, and that's because it tailed off. But they were shooting lights out at the half. They were shooting 42%, 8 of 19 at the half. But let me tell you, this game, it came down to the heroics of Jalen Brunson. But at one moment, I think it was a little too much heroics. There was a moment there late in the fourth quarter, actually, when Brunson should have looked for Towns to feed him. Brunson went in and hit one of his, tremendous turnaround middies. I think it was over Peyton. But then he ran into traffic. He should have gotten the ball to Cat and let Cat work. Because Cat did start putting the work in that third quarter, and that's where the Knicks were starting to claw back into this game because they were really getting beat in points in the paint drastically. They were 12-2 in that first quarter in points in the paint, the Knicks, and they came back to really they started pounding it inside, getting inside. But this guy right here, Mr. Jalen Brunson, 30 points, hit all 10 of his free throws. What a breath of fresh air that is. He's been missing free throws lately. 9 assists, 2 steals, and got a block. And right here, this is him in the post-game interview. All right, we're going to play this for you guys. He said a win is a win, definitely not the prettiest.
A lot of time score management, too. What was the key to that last minute and a half?
Staying poised. They were playing great all game. We were able to fight back, but regardless of who's in for them, they're going to fight no matter what. So just way to stay poised.
And you don't get to clutch time unless you erase that 21-point deficit. How'd you all turn this game around?
Yeah, it was a big lead early. We knew we just had to chip away. We just kept chipping away. By the third quarter, we got the lead, but it was never comfortable. But like I said before, way to stay poised, and we found a way.
Not the prettiest win, so what do you take away from this one?
A win's a win. Yeah, definitely not the prettiest, but we got to learn from it. We got to learn that our starts matter, and so we just got to be better in the beginning of the game.
And then for you, 30 points? Can we get a smile for that? It's been a few weeks. How does it feel to get back into that column?
I'm just happy we won, no matter what, but definitely in a better rhythm now than I've been in the past couple weeks.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Uncomfortable win. That is a great word to describe this entire game. I was uncomfortable, even when the Knicks were making a run, even when the Knicks got close. In that third quarter, it was 69-67. Mikal had a steal, nice fast break too, and Mikal Bridges. That was a great moment for him. That moment because it got us within 2 points, and then what was it? I forgot who hit the shot, but someone hit the shot. Or maybe he did. Actually, it wasn't him. But they took their first lead at 77-75, the first lead since the first quarter when they were up 9-8. And all that time, I'm just cringing, just like hunched over, just really uncomfortable the whole time. So interesting that he actually picked that up and mentioned it himself. But lately, look, he's starting to come around. I was worried about his efficiency for quite a while. He didn't look like quite the player that we were used to seeing. He looked a little fatigued, maybe tired legs, maybe he's playing through some injuries or whatnot. We're not sure. But lately, in the last 4 games, he's averaging almost 29 points a game, 8.5 assists, 3.5 rebounds, almost 2 steals per game, and 46% field goal shooting, and he's averaging about 36 minutes per game. And that includes a big 40-minute game that he had recently. But this guy, Mitch Robinson, once again, just a beast on the boards. He's just incredible on the offensive glass. Off the bench, he gave you 10 rebounds, 2 blocks, 3 steals. Only got 2 field goal attempts. But he did slack. He wasn't effective enough out on the perimeter, especially on Quinton Post, who you can see right there. He's getting the rebound over him. He gave him a little too much room. There were several times. The whole team I think partly it's, it was difficult for them to plan for this team. They've never seen these guys play that at all. It's not the regular Warriors that they're used to facing. So it's hard to scheme against them, and it's hard to know their tendencies. So I'll give them that, but to be down 21 points in the second quarter. That's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at that. 21 points. 3 minutes into the second quarter. Insane. Insane. But they started clamping down and figuring it out, and they got it under 10 at the half. And I thought that was key. That even though the game continued to be uncomfortable, that led me to think, okay, this comeback is for real. This can actually happen. And it had to happen. The Cavaliers lost today to the Magic. The Pistons lost today to the Raptors. You have to take advantage of those moments when that happens. In fact, let's look at the standings. I'm not sure if these will be refreshed properly. Yes, they are refreshed. The Knicks are now, once again, only one game behind the Boston Celtics and only 5 games behind the Detroit Pistons. The Pistons are 5-5 in their last 10 games. Knicks have won 7 of the last 10 games. Right now, I mean, the Knicks have a 44-25 record. They're 2.5 games in front of Cleveland, which is nice. Gained a little breathing room right there, and they are, on the heels of catching the Boston Celtics. And the Celtics have a very tough schedule coming up where we do not. We play the Pacers on Tuesday, and then we play the Nets on Friday in Brooklyn, but, it's basically a home game. So this is another great opportunity. The Knicks pick up these next 2 wins. Maybe Boston splits in the next couple of games. Actually, let's look at Boston's schedule coming up. Let's look at that. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you guys for rolling up and joining me here and into the Knicks-Verse. Late night edition on a Sunday. After, there we go. So, Boston. Yeah, they play Phoenix tomorrow. And then they play these Golden State Warriors on Wednesday. And I believe Golden State will be getting some of their players back by Wednesday. Then they play Memphis. They'll probably go, 2-1 during this stretch here. Let's count in Sunday as well. Hey, they play Minnesota. Minnesota's always tough. That could be interesting. Maybe they drop that, and it's 2-2. And then they have OKC after that. And then they have Atlanta, who's blazing hot. I think Atlanta's the hottest team in the NBA right now with 9 straight wins. Yep, they're right behind OKC, who has 8 straight wins. Yeah, Atlanta is the hottest team in the NBA. The second hottest team is Orlando with 7 straight wins. So that'll be interesting to see if... So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a chance Boston just goes 3-3. And then they have Charlotte in Charlotte. And then they play Atlanta again. This is a tough stretch. The Knicks need to stay focused. But today did not infuse me with that confidence. I hate to say it. This is why I was uncomfortable. I'm like thinking, okay, because there's so many people are bitching and whining about this team. They don't have it, they don't have it, they don't have it. Meanwhile, we're like a game away from the 2nd seed. And I believe the first time before tonight's game, it's the first time the Knicks had a top 5 offense and a top 5 defense in a season. It's probably a little different now. I didn't change this. Oh, shit. Got to update this. Apologies. Don't look it down. Going to update this here. Here we go. Yeah, 110, 107. Yeah, I mean, we beat a G League type level team. We barely beat them. So it makes me think. I mean, okay, let's take care of business against Indiana. We got Brooklyn. I mean, the Indiana game, that was a little too close for comfort as well. I mean, we won it by 9, but that was really towards the end of the game where we pulled that out. And then Utah, we needed Clarkson to step up and have an amazing game, 27 points. I was there to see this Clippers game, the 126-118 game. That was disappointing, tremendously disappointing. I feel like the Knicks should have won that game, and they should have won the Lakers game. They lost that by 3. They only scored 97 points against the Lakers. It's crazy. And that's after they completely destroyed Denver in Denver and barely lose to OKC at home, 103-100. It's a Jekyll and Hyde team. Jekyll and Hyde team right now. Truly, truly confusing. Shout out to the chat. We got Slow Runner in the house. I am Sue Beauty. What's up? Trapped in the 90s. Yeah. We will get into it because there was something happened in that fourth quarter, and it had to do with Mikal Bridges. He sat. In fact, we'll look at this now. Mikal Bridges played 21 minutes and 23 seconds. That is the fewest he has played since the Knicks routed Utah way back. When was that? That was way back. When was that? Here it is. Since December 5th, where he played 20 minutes. And it was because it was a rout, and the Knicks and Deuce was playing great, and Clarkson was playing great. Everybody's playing. Knicks won that game 146-112. And that is the fewest minutes Mikal has played all year. He played 25 minutes against Detroit on January 5th. 24 minutes against the Nets, but we routed that. That was a 120-66 victory, if you guys remember that. We've had some insane victories and some really confusing victories and confusing losses. This was gearing up to be one of the worst losses of the season. If we had lost, this game was close. It was hanging in the balance. Warriors could have pulled this win out in the last seconds. They could have had it. It could have done it. But fortunately, we hit our free throws. But Mikal Bridges plays his fewest minutes he has played in 4 months. And there's a good reason for it. There's a very good reason for it. Look at that line score. 3 of 10 from the field. And one of them was that steal, which he finished. So before that, he was 2 of 9. 1 of 6 from the three-point line. 3 rebounds. 2 assists. 1 steal, 1 turnover. He ended up being just a -2. But only 7 points it gives you. Now, you look at Josh Hart. He gives you only 7 points as one. Josh Hart was horrible in the first half. Terrible in that first half. To the point where I was like wondering, what is the deal with this guy? I understand he came back from an injury or whatever, but, you know, what value does he really provide on this team? When he's committing turnovers, he's getting beat. I mean, Santos was cooking him left and right. Look at this final box score, by the way. Look at this. This is the Warriors' final box score. The Warriors had 3 players that scored 20 or more, and Gary Payton II scored 19. So they almost had 4 players that scored 20 points or more against this Knicks team. But the Knicks only had 1 player that scored 20 or more, and that was Brunson, who delivered 30. Cat, 17, but only gets 12 field goal attempts. Only gets 2 3-point attempts. Partly, that's his choice, because I think there were some times where he had it out on the wing, and he could have taken a 3-point shot, but didn't. OG finishes with 14 points, hits all 6 of his free throw attempts. And Shamet, even though he started off really slow, he was 0 for 4 from the 3-point line in that first quarter. He was, I think even in the second quarter, he wasn't giving you much. But then he started hitting a couple of buckets, and he ended up closing the game instead of Mikal Bridges tonight. 10 points. He finishes a +3. I did commit 2 turnovers. The turnover was a sloppy game. It started off incredibly sloppy first half of these Knicks. But Shamet did hit a huge corner 3 to end the first half, which got the deficit under double digits. And the Knicks went in only down 9, 54-45. But Clarkson, look at him. I love what Clarkson is doing right now. He's getting opportunity, and he's doing the most with it. He was 6 of 11 from the field, hit 1 of 2 from the three-point line, and delivers 14 points. And he was the second high man with a plus 14 after Josh Hart with a plus 17. So Josh Hart came in that second half and really went to what he does, which is rebounding, create havoc, move the ball, get assists. He only made one turnover for the game, and he got 12 rebounds. 3 of those were offensive rebounds. He had a beautiful drive down the lane where he finished. What was his other? He had a nice. The very first play in the third quarter, Knicks get a second chance opportunity because Hart goes in and gets the offensive rebound. They kick it out, and the ball moves around, and Brunson gets it on the right wing and buries that 3. So now it was a 9-point lead. It's suddenly 6-point lead, and the Knicks gain momentum from that. Knicks cut the deficit to just 4, but Golden State kept responding. Then they'd respond with a 7-0 run, and now it's a 10-point game again, 61-51. Man. Let's get to, let's see some highlights here where we break this down here. All right. Cat, look at that beautiful pass to Hart. That was the first play of the game, actually, the first score of the game, I believe. Mo hits his 3. Mo, not a great night offensively for him. He might be hitting a rookie wall right now. These are a lot of games. This was game 69 tonight. He played 11 minutes. He doesn't play crazy amount of minutes, but I definitely think he might be hitting a wall. He hasn't shot well from a 3-point line of late. Today he was 1 of 2, but he had a beautiful move down the lane, just couldn't finish it off the glass. Look, there's Cat just fighting. Oh, that was a nice no-look pass from Brunson to Cat. Love that right there. This was the drive down the lane that I was mentioning, so it was a 6-point game right there, and he cut it to just 4. And here's the Mikal Bridges steal that I mentioned. He missed it at first, but he got his own rebound, puts it back, and then he sat after that. Because defensively, he was not doing it. Beautiful steal by Shamet right there. That was a very important steal. And a bounce pass. He saw that bounce pass in the paint, drives all the way for 2, and it was 83-80. I think the Knicks were ahead then. The Knicks went into the fourth quarter ahead by 3, 83-80. They won that quarter 38-26. And the Knicks started the fourth quarter with Grand Theft Alvarado, who also has been struggling of late as well. Tonight, he was 2 of 3 inside the arc, but didn't even attempt a 3-pointer. He did have 4 assists, though. But he was a minus 13, a team low, minus 13 tonight, Alvarado. In his 15 and a half minutes, the Knicks lost those minutes by 13 points. The Knicks need to, well, hopefully, look, the reality is he's a little too small. He's not as good a 3-point shooter as we need. And he's not as good a playmaker as we need, unfortunately. But he's scrappy, he's tough. He can get steals, but even that, he didn't get a steal tonight. I don't think he's had a steal in several games. I think it's time that, it's not time, but it is time, I think, that Kolek gets another look right now. Kolek deserves some minutes at this time. No doubt about that. Here's the other thing. It's like, I don't think Jose Alvarado is a contender level backup point guard. He's good on those other teams, Pelicans, other teams, and he'll come in, he'll have, a big game every once in a while. He had one against the Knicks a couple years ago, but he's not someone you can depend on the way you can depend on Miles McBride. And we cannot get Deuce back quick enough, but I don't think we're going to for a while. I think he's probably going to come maybe for the last game of the season. That's the unfortunate part of that. This guy Santos just cooked us. In the fourth quarter, he had 11 points himself. And Santos bullied Shamet for 2, and then Zemski beats Shamet as well. And still, Mike Brown stayed with Shamet. instead of Hart, because Shamet is a more dependable offensive player right now, even though he's been somewhat struggling of late as well. So it just shows that Brown is willing to investigate and try different things out. And maybe, just maybe, the way the Knicks started this game might lead to finally, our coach looking at a different starting unit. Yeah. And let's get into that. Here we go. This was actually broadcast the previous game. This is not tonight's game, but it was the last 4 games before tonight. The Knicks in the first quarter were losing every first quarter by 7+ points. So they'd start off playing from behind. And that's just the last 4 games. The reality is the Knicks have been playing from behind for the last 7 to 8 games, including tonight. So maybe even 9 games. The last 9 games, the Knicks have been playing from behind. That is ridiculous. That's ridiculous for a team that is considered a contender. They consider themselves to be a contender. No wonder the narratives are spiraling out there. Look at this. In the second quarter, they wake up because that starts off with the bench unit, a mixture of the bench. And then the third quarter, they have a decent third quarter, 31.5 points per game. They allow 28.8. Then in the fourth quarter, they are one of the best fourth quarter teams in the NBA. 35 points and they've allowed 26.5. That's just the last 4 games, though. But they're a minus 29 in first quarter differential in the previous 4 games before tonight's game. So you would think that might have an impact, right? Well, here were the tweets. Christian Winfield. Mike Brown did not name a defensive player of the game today. I was not happy with the way we started the game and played most of the game. Not happy with the way he started. Okay. Chris Persinian. Mike Brown is frustrated with the need for so many early timeouts. A veteran team that has experienced winning at a high level. I shouldn't have to call 2 timeouts in the first 6 minutes of the ball game. And we're not talking X's and O's. This is a challenge to his players. And then Ian Begley. Mike Brown spent several minutes of his post-game press conference talking about team needing to start games with more focus and physicality. Said he's not at a point now where he is going to change lineup, but he won't hesitate to do so if he feels a need to. And then Christian Winfield followed that up with, Mike Brown on potentially changing the starting lineup. It's not too late to do anything, and if I feel the need, I will. I'm not thinking that right now. Actually, it sounds like he is thinking that right now. It sounds like he's going to give them Pacers and Nets to see if they can get it together. But if they don't, I kind of feel like by Sunday, or maybe even before, maybe if they don't come out strong in that first quarter against the Pacers, because they have an extra day in between, and they have time to at least look at a different lineup, maybe in practice. So possibly by Friday, we could have a change in the starting lineup. Brown, Stephen Bondi tweeted out, Mike Brown, I was not happy with the way we started the game and played it most of the way. Brown, so pissed off he didn't name a defensive player of the game. And I heard also Brown read them the riot act at halftime. And it shows because they came out looking like a different team at halftime. I mean, they lit up the Warriors for 38 points in that third quarter after only could muster up 21 in the first quarter. So maybe a message got through. And it's about time. It's absolutely about time. And maybe it's this guy who should start. I was thinking Shamet before for Hart. But maybe it's Mitch. If you want more physicality, there's no one more physical on this team than Mitch Robinson. I know the spacing issues would be a concern, but at the same time, he draws a lot of gravity. You cannot leave Mitch Robinson alone on an island. You have to cover him, or else he'll just grab every single offensive rebound there is. If you try to double Jalen every time, or Cat or whatever, and you send and they make a shot and it's a miss, and Mitch is on the court, it will definitely 90% of the time he will get the rebound and get a putback. So he creates a definite problem for a defense. You can't ghost coverage him anymore. He's become too physical and too efficient down low of late. So maybe it's him who starts. But I most likely think it might go with Landry Shamet, considering he closed the game tonight. Now, would it be starting in place of Hart or Mikal Bridges? That'll be the big question. That'll be the very big question. But tonight, this guy, he was fabulous off the bench. He gave a spark, tremendously needed spark. 14 points, 6 of 11. He was a plus 14 in his 22 minutes of play. Knicks don't win this game. Don't make this comeback without his heroics in this game. And then there's Towns, who I believe actually, played a decent game. I just wish he had gotten more opportunities. But in the end, he finishes with a double-double, another double-double, leading the league in double-doubles, 17 points, 7 of 12, though he missed 2 three-point attempts, so it was really 7 of 10 inside the arc. 12 rebounds, 5 of them offensive, got a steal, got a nice block. At one point, who did he block? I can't remember now, but it was a sweet block. But here is a crazy stat that they broadcast during the game. Shout out to Zach Blatter. Insane stat. Karl Anthony Towns this season leads the NBA in offensive fouls committed. He has 59 offensive fouls committed. The next closest has committed 34 fouls. No, 34 fouls. 34. That's 25 less offensive fouls. He is by far the worst. But I will say, I think a lot of that was in the first 3 months of the season. He has cut down his offensive fouls dramatically. I don't know if you guys remember. There were times where he was picking up 2-3 in a game in the first quarter. And then you have to sit him, and then he'd foul out later on because he just had so many fouls. He's done a good job of limiting that, though he did foul out a game recently. Was it against the Clippers? Yeah, so I talked about that. Talked about this. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we are good. This was interesting. This is a challenge to his players. Shout out to Chris Persinian for highlighting this. I thought that was really, really important. Let's check out what's going on here in the chat. We got a nice group here right now. We got Slow Runner again. Ronald McPaul, what's up? Knicks beat a California team. Woo! That's funny. Yeah, Mikal Bridges makes way too much money to just give you 7 points in a game. It's crazy. And I actually do believe that if the Knicks don't get to the finals this year or win it, I think Mikal Bridges, I'm pretty sure, 95% sure, he will be packaged and traded. Maybe it will be for a Giannis situation if we don't win the championship. Who knows? Maybe it's Cat and him or something like that. But the one thing about Hart makes a lot less money than Mikal. He's not nearly as good a player as Mikal, or his highs don't reach as high as Mikal's can, and his defense isn't anywhere near on the level of Mikal Bridges. But that said, he definitely is a lot cheaper. He's more affordable. So that's really important at this point especially in the summer when we're going to try and extend Mitch, and then we have Deuce and Mo Diawara as well, and then we're going to have a decent draft pick. Maybe we can trade up get that OKC draft pick with the 15th pick or something like that. That could be possible. APEP says, I look for Alvarado for defense. Yeah, but the problem is that he's small. He doesn't, he can only do so much defensively. It's great when he comes from behind and he gets those steals, hence his name, Grand Theft Alvarado. But in half-court sets, he's a liability defensively to a certain extent. It should have been a blowout. Absolutely should have been a blowout. It was. I thought for a minute there was going to be, and once we had a 7-point lead, I thought, oh, we're going to build this up to 15, maybe even 20 points and just, ride this out. But luckily, as FGC Hitman points out here, Pistons and Cavs both lost, and now the Knicks are right there. They have some breathing room between them and the Cavs, and they are breathing down the Boston Celtics back. And I believe maybe in the next 6-7 games, the Knicks could eclipse the Celtics for that second seed. However, the way they played tonight does not embolden me with that belief. That is the truth about how I feel right now about it. And it's a big bummer. It's a big bummer. Because I am a big believer in the potential of this team. This team has a chance to do something special this year. And they have had some amazing victories. But they've also had some excruciating losses and even confusing wins like this one, where they just barely eke it out. But let me show you this before we start winding down here. We'll keep going for a little while. This is ESPN Analytics. These are the best players in net points per 100 possessions. You can see it up there. And here it is. This is, they break it down between offense and defense, and then you add them up, and that's how you get the overall net points, net rating, net points per 100 possessions. Clearly, number one is Shai Gilgeous with the almost double-digit overall rating. He's a 9.9. And then you got the Joker, 7.7. Kawhi Leonard, who's playing the best basketball that he's played maybe his entire career, honestly. He's been insane. 7.1 overall. Then Victor Wembanyama, 6.5 overall. Mostly it's because his defense is just so tremendous, 4.4. So he's rated 4th. Then you got Luka 5th, Jimmy Butler 6th, who's hurt, which I'm sure sucks for Golden State Warrior fans. Donovan Mitchell 7th. Giannis is 8th. Jalen Duren 9th. Now, by the way, at one point earlier in this season, Brunson was up in the top 15 here. Not anymore. The guys Austin Reeves. You got Cade Cunningham is 11th. AJ Mitchell, who we definitely missed out on. Steph Curry, look at that, 13th. You keep going. Even Zion Williamson cracks the top 20 here. Jamal Murray, who got his first All-Star, 19th. Tyrese Maxey's 21 right here. And then you've got Karl Anthony Towns right here. The 23rd highest, best-rated net points player. Look at that. No thanks. I didn't want that to happen. Oh. And then Brunson's right behind him. So 23 and 24. You're like, okay, where is OG or Macau? Look how far I got to go. Macau comes up 42nd. Here he is. And he has a 1.8 net rating, 0.9 offense, and the same with defense, which is good enough for 1.8. So he's in the top 50 of players. We keep looking. OG is not up here. He's 73rd in the way they rate this. Now, not all this is the flaw in this system. I don't actually believe in this at all, but it's the way they have it set up. How do I fix this? Oh, yeah. Close left view. Okay. There we go. But if we go to Duncan threes, this is interesting. Duncan threes, EPM, estimated plus minus. Here's the actual. And here you get Oh, you're not going to see the... that's a bummer. Defensive rating. I think OG shows up here much earlier. Where is he? There he is. See? There he is. Okay, so he's 34th. And Mitch, 32nd. Okay, that seems more like it. So you have to look at different metrics, and weigh them separately. But, in the previous one, Mikal Bridges was higher rated than OG. Here, OG's higher rated than Mikal Bridges. Yeah. But in terms of EPM, OG is a 2.6, which is estimated plus minus, and Mikal is a 2.3. That seems about right. Yeah. Let's look at the standings again. So the New York Knicks right now are in a good position to, if they can, somehow shake off the weirdness of their starts. Because when you do that against good teams, it's hard to come back. It's really difficult to come back. We've done it, but I think it lulls the team into believing they can always do it, and that's really silly. Boston has the 6th toughest schedule remaining for the season. Meanwhile, the Knicks have, I believe, the 26th easiest. Or the 5th easiest. Let's put it that way. The 5th easiest schedule. So this is the time. The tough opponents coming up for the Knicks are one game against OKC, one game against the Celtics. That I think that's April 9th. That'll be a big, big game. They play the Rockets. The OKC and Rockets games are on the road. They have another game against Toronto, and they have a game against the Hawks, who are soaring right now, and they have 2 games against the Hornets, who have been playing really, really well of late. Really well against the Hornets. We always take care of business against the Hawks. Same with the Raptors. We beat the Rockets, and I think beautiful, tremendous comeback against them. Remember that? I believe we can pull that off. I think we're going to win that game against the Celtics because I highly doubt. I mean, we've done well against the Celtics this season. Now I know they get Tatum back, but hey, that's part of the game. You got to play the team in front of you. OKC. This is going to be in Oklahoma, and I believe it's a back-to-back again. I'm not 100%, but it would be nice if we pull that game off. I think it's March 28th. I believe 29th. But we also play the Pacers, the Wizards, the Nets, the Pelicans, the Grizzlies, and the Bulls. That's a cakewalk right there. Then you compare it to what Boston has to face. Boston has OKC, has us, has the Timberwolves, has the Phoenix Suns. That's tomorrow night. And they have the Orlando Magic, they've won 7 in a row. And they have the Raptors, who the Raptors play them tough. The easy games for them are the Pelicans, Grizzlies, Bucks, and the Warriors. But the Warriors might have some teams back, some players back in time for that. So that'll be interesting. All righty. Well, I think we're good. I'm concerned, 100%. I'm concerned. My concern level, I would put it at a 6. I'll put it at a 6. Earlier in the season, when everyone else was freaking out, and in terms of 1 to 10, 10 being highly concerned, the highest I got was 5. I'm going up to a 6 right now. I don't like what's happening with this team, especially the way they're starting games. They're forcing everyone to play from behind. And like Brown said, they're not physical enough. And, again, this is a veteran team. They should have more fire and desire in their belly, and they're not right now. So, in that respect, I do believe that the Knicks need to shake things up a bit. I think that's really the only way you can make a team like this wake up is by making a drastic change. Now, it will require a drastic change in the starting lineup. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. Shout out to the chat, everybody for rolling up here for a late night edition. Sunday night, the New York Knicks took care of business. They won their 44th game of the season. And they are 1 game behind the Boston Celtics, and I believe 2.5 or 3.5 in front of the Cavs. Where is this? They're 2.5 in front of the Cavs, so it's nice. They got a little bit of breathing room there. They are firmly in the 3rd seed right now, and they have a very, very good shot at getting the 2nd seed in the next 6 to 8 games. It's crucial. It's crucial the Knicks pull this together. It's crucial that they close this month strong. We have, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. So by April 1st, April Fool's Day, it is possible. The Knicks, they're tough. They have 2 of their toughest remaining games, 2 of the 3 toughest remaining games. It's OKC on the 29th and in OKC, and Houston Rockets in Houston on March 31st. Knicks can split one of those 2 games. I think the Knicks could be firmly in 2nd place by April 1st. Let's hope. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when I go live or drop a new video. And definitely drop your comments if you're watching this later on, or if you were here for live and then thought of something else. Drop your comments. They help me tremendously. And if you want to join the channel, help support Into the Knicks-Verse, just hit the join button down below, and you get all the info about it. You get the halftime members only recaps at the half, and deep discounts on merch. Actually, right now there is a discount on merch, $5 off any item. It's 5 off special. So go check it out at knicksverseshop.square.site. You can get the cool gear. Actually, the New York hat right here. Love it, and there's cool T-shirts and everything. So check that out. And Knicks play the Pacers on Tuesday. Let's take care of business there and pick up the 45th win. Let's go. All right. I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go. Make it 4 in a row.